what would be the first politically achievable, emphasize that, reform in the tax code that you would fight for? And we're starting with William Weld.
Well, I would fight for a 10 to 20% reduction in the size of the federal government, whether it's a reform of the fundamental system of taxation from the current system to a consumption-based tax, as Governor Johnson favors, or the alternative that I studied carefully when Steve Forbes ran for president, which is a flat tax of 17 to 19%. I don't have a dog really in that fight. I'd studied them both, but I think there's just so much waste and fat in the federal government that it would be a reduction in the size of government. I let go 10% of the state workforce my first day in office in Massachusetts. I never received so much as a postcard about where those essential employees ever went.
Thank you, William. Alicia, over to you.
Well, I would like to just throw out the tax code. It's killing our economy, and it's a massive pile of regulations that nobody can understand. My own CPA, who's been doing it for 25 years, doesn't understand everything in the tax code. But if that's not politically achievable, then I would start with reducing the corporate income tax so that we can stimulate our economy by allowing entrepreneurs to get moving again and not taxing innovation and taxing labor.
Thank you, Alicia. William, to you.
I'm not really worried about what's politically achievable. We're libertarians. We don't have milquetoast ideas. We believe that taxation is theft. That's it. End of story. There is no discussion. Let's not work around the edges. Let's not change a little of this and a little of that. Let's get rid of all of it. Throw it out. The government has no right to my property. The government has no right to my wealth. End of story. The income tax should be ended. That is what we should advocate if we are elected into office. We shouldn't be worried about, oh, let's change the budget 20%. Oh, let's fix this over here 10% or 15%. Cut it all. Be done with it. The income tax is an oppressive system. Even religious institutions, every religion on earth thinks income tax is oppression. Why can we not agree on that simple fact?
All yours, Larry.
Used to be that we got most of our money from the federal government from other things than employees. Now we get a whole lot of our money from payroll tax. And what does that do? It makes you not want to hire people. It makes the government stop facilitating employment. I want the government to help, not hurt. So what I would first try to do is destroy the payroll tax. If we destroy the payroll tax, by default, people will have more money in their pocket. By default, people will want to hire more people. That will actually, by default, wind up cutting the government. We get something like, was it 35, 40%? We have Google, someone will tell me. Something like 35 or 40% of our income comes from employees. If we cut the payroll tax, we by default cut the income and we starve the government, and we allow people to hire without having to spend more money.
Ask a Libertarian Facebook fan page is spreading awareness of libertarianism and informing non-libertarians while empowering those who support liberty on a daily basis. This is your opportunity to be empowered, and let us advocate libertarianism for you at facebook.com/askalibertarian.